welcome to Veterans Voice, where we highlight programs and services that support our veterans. I'm your host, Dr. Darin Baskin, the Executive Director for the Weekend and the Honors Colleges. The arts can be a great outlet for emotions and a way to process your life experiences, whether you're on the stage or you're in the audience, which is where I love to be. We're joined today by Andy Pederson of Ed Players, who are raising the curtain on a new veteran outreach. Welcome to the show, Andy.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Hey, it's an honor to have you here. So, first and foremost, are you a veteran?
I am not. I am not a veteran, but I have both my grandfathers served in World War II, and veterans have been near and dear to my heart. I have a lot of friends who've served in various capacities over the years.
Oh, that's amazing. We love that. We love friends of veterans, and we definitely love family members of veterans. So thank you for your service, because it takes a village as a veteran. So give us an introduction to the Ed Players at the George Theater.
Sure, absolutely. So we are a theater company that has been in Houston since 1967. We're having our 59th season this year, and we are the world's leading Christian theater company. It was founded in 1967 by Jeanette Cliff George. And since 2017, we've been at our current location. We've built a beautiful theater in the Galleria right there on Westheimer. And so we do 5 main stage shows a year. We are a professional theater company. But in addition to that, we're reaching out to the community, really trying to connect with providing theater education and then arts opportunities to as many groups as possible. We do not only for grade school kids, we also have a program for a special needs community inside of Houston. And then, of course, our veterans organization work.
Hey, I love that. I love it so much. Let me tell you, I am a true patriot of the arts. Let me tell you, I can't sing, dance, or skip, or hop, or any of those things. But guess what? Anybody who can, I am there to support. So all you gotta do is send me the schedule, and I will show up. So thank you. How did the idea of an outreach to veterans start?
So just a little bit about myself. I'm a transplant to Houston. I moved my family down here in 2024. We actually moved in 2 days before Beryl hit. And I took this job as a director of education here at Ed Players. And the first question I asked when I looked at what we were doing is, who is theater missing? I look at, we have this opportunity. And I've always looked at theater as an active service. Not only are we performing and we're sharing, but there's something about building community and building connection that is so important. So I got connected with Tim Stroud from Stay Tuned for Vets. And so we started working some classes with his groups of veterans and started to build a program where we could provide weekly classes in stand-up comedy and improv and in acting for veterans who are interested in kind of exploring that creative side. And then last November, at the request of one of my board members, she said, have you seen Camp Hope? And I had not yet been out there, and I went out to Camp Hope and connected with Alex Eatsy and that amazing group of veterans out there. And we've begun a pretty intensive program with them of bringing them to the theater to see plays, but then also teaching writing and acting with the veterans there at Camp Hope as well.
Oh, wow. This sounds more and more amazing the more you talk about it. And let me just say, thank you for being a transplant, because you are bringing great energy to the Ed Players. And so thank you for transplanting yourself here. Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is great. We've loved it. We've loved everything about Houston. I mean, except for the traffic, but we're getting there.
No one loves the traffic. Even natural Houstonians don't like the traffic. So there's that. So you mentioned Camp Hope, and you mentioned Stay Tuned for Vets. Tell us about your partnership with them.
Yeah, so obviously Stay Tuned for Vets is a really outward-facing organization where we're trying to get that opportunity for as many Houston area veterans as possible to experience the arts, right? To find that outlet through the arts and to connect with other veterans, in that way. So we're actually, I don't know what the exact air date of this is, but starting next Monday night is the kickoff of our stand-up comedy class for veterans. It's a multi-week class led by Melissa Williams. and we just give veterans that opportunity to connect with each other and have a great time learning a new skill. Camp Hope, we have been bringing busloads of those guys to each of the shows during our season as part of their outing. And as you know, Camp Hope is really for those veterans who are recovering from some extreme cases of PTSD and really need that opportunity to find an anchor point. And theater we didn't know if it would work when I first talked with Alex, and when we started bringing the veterans here, it was pretty wonderful. So they've responded really well, and in fact have really shown an interest in getting even more involved with theater, which has been really great to see.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it. I love that veterans are being able to get involved. I love that veteran families are being able to get involved. And just so everybody knows, the Monday he's referring to is September 22nd. So that's the
Yes.
Monday he's saying that it's going to start. So if you're interested, please reach out. And you've mentioned, being there, working, especially with Camp Hope and Stay Tuned for Vets, helps with the restorative process. It helps to heal, and it also helps families. So how does acting, stand-up, improv, and any other theater activity help veterans and their families?
Well, I'm going to say that, obviously, that performing or being up in front of anybody, there's a little bit of a risk involved, right? You have to put yourself out there, but it doesn't happen by yourself, right? You're not in a room alone, just talking to a mirror. You are sharing that community with an audience member, with other people. And I think that space is really, it's a little bit like goal setting. It's a little bit like creating a mission, creating a space of community. I mean, the audience is such a key part of any theater experience, that you find yourself as part of a community, and you engage emotionally and hopefully spiritually in a way that makes you feel great. So that's a part of it, is that it gives you a different focus and shows you how a space where we can put that sometimes some of those negative energies towards some positive outcomes. We can take those tough things and make them kind of shine.
I think you're right on target, because when I'm at a show and I'm in the audience, I definitely feel what is being portrayed on the stage and what the actors or the comedian and their experiences are. So that's amazing. So how about Andy, in 30 seconds, how can people get more involved and engaged with AD players?
So, well, two things. First off, I would say definitely look up Camp Hope and Stay Tuned for Vets and donate to those organizations because we do all of our work free of charge for these veterans. We look at theater as a service there. But yeah, come see shows at 80 Players, and then also support those outreach efforts, because we're about providing this opportunity in a space we want to leave no veteran shut out. We want to open the doors as wide as possible, to allow so many people in. So that is what I would say, is support those organizations, and through supporting them, we will continue to grow and build for their betterment.
That's amazing. And that's a great shout out to your partners. I know they appreciate it. And let me just say again, Andy, thank you for being a transplant. Thank you for the work that you do with our veterans. And thank you for being a thespian. I love saying that word. So
it's a great word. Yeah.
That is a great word, isn't it? So after the break, we'll catch up with military education at HCC.
Why wait on your dream job? At Houston Community College, tuition is only $33 per credit hour, with flexible schedules, over 100 programs, and campuses across Houston. HCC makes it easy and affordable. Your future for less. Houston Community College. Move your future forward.
150 over 90.
180 over 111.
160 over 110. I had a stroke.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Lowering them could save you from having a stroke. If you've stopped your treatment plan, restart it or talk to your doctor about creating one that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Welcome back to Veterans Voice. Houston City College provides opportunity to contribute to our military efforts as a member of the armed forces or as a civilian in the Department of Defense. Robert Glover is HCC's Interim Executive Director of Military Education Programs. He's going to update us on a couple of exciting opportunities. And this, you guys, is my friend. And first and foremost, thank you for your service.
Thank you for yours too, Darin. Appreciate that.
I appreciate that. So let's just jump right into this because this guy loves to talk. So we got to give him the time he needs. The Army-Navy STEM Student Employment Program. Tell us about it.
Two separate programs, one for Army, one for Navy. But the basic premise is if you are in a STEM major here at HCC and you apply for either one of these two pathways, you can, as a STEM student, be selected for a temporary DoD position as a researcher or as a permanent DoD employee as a researcher. What that really basically means is that you get to pick your research subject. You will be paired with a research mentor, and you will be also earning money while you're doing the entire summer working that internship program. And if you're in the temporary status, what that means is $27,000 a year paid to you with the option for the department, the Army or the Navy, to pick up your tuition, books, and fees, your free schooling, basically, throughout the remainder of your tour there, which can last from a year to 2 years. Or if you're a permanent, that means $42,000 in the program per year while you're working there with the option to go into civilian research position with either the Army or the Navy.
Oh, wow. So that's amazing. And guys, listen, the information that he's given, of course, you hear these numbers, he's throwing out the salaries. This is a great opportunity for a college student.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And because it's centered on a particular discipline, STEM, you can utilize what you're learning here at Houston City College and move forward in your career to a successful endeavor as you're pursuing a career, whether you decide to go in the uniformed service or you want to continue to be a civilian employee of the Department of Defense. You're going to be able to get those things done and accomplished through these two programs.
Wow. And he also mentioned that there's two separate programs. So there's one for the Army and then there's one for the Navy. So that's double opportunity.
Absolutely right. And because this program is designed to help current students, you need to, first of all, be a U.S. citizen because there's that security clearance piece that you're going to be applying for and going to be asked about. But you have to have at least a 3.0 GPA, and you have to be a student in good standing here at HCC. A lot of people have come up to me and said, does this mean that I'm going to have to leave HCC while I'm going through this program? No. Your entire summer is going to be taken up with that research project. And then when you come back to HCC after that summer, you're continuously working through your particular academic major, and then you go back again the next summer.
Oh, wow. So not only are you getting a salary, making money, building a future as a civilian DoD employee, you're also finishing up your degree.
Absolutely.
I think it's important, and I want Robert to tell us why it's important that we have civilian workers in the military.
Well, let's use an example. Whenever I talk about the Viceroy program, which is coming up next, Viceroy stands for Virtual Institute for Cybersecurity and Electromagnetic Research and Employment. It's run by the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering. So we have a problem in cybersecurity. High demand, a lot of boat spaces, low density, not enough people to fill those boat spaces. And what that really translates to is 27,000 person shortage in cybersecurity, whether you're categorized as a black hat or a white hat, defensive versus offensive operations in cyber. Every Viceroy institution, of which we're in the Texas A&M consortium, so we're one of 15 different virtual institute consortiums, we can help alleviate and mitigate that shortage. And by doing that, we're presenting a strong case for students from HCC who might be in information technology, computer science, with a concentration in cybersecurity to get to the next level and solve our national security issues related to cybersecurity.
Oh, I love that. I mean, that's like the perfect mesh between being able to serve the country and also complete your degree, and you're doing both at the same time. So, is there an opportunity for the Army to pay for the education side of it outside of getting making the 23K?
Absolutely right. Because if your research mentor is satisfied with the quality of your work while you're in that summer session, they can put in the recommendation to the Department of Defense and the OUSD R&E to pick up your salary and your tuition, your tuition specifically, and your books and fees while you're in the program. That applies, the same thing applies to the Navy also. Do good work, be rewarded for that good work.
Wow, it's amazing. And you started talking about the Viceroy. Is there an application process to become a part of the Viceroy program?
In the past, this past March, the application process was all applications come through me and my advisory committee and myself. We evaluate all of our students. Well, that has changed for this year because of the changes in the program itself. Now, all applications go to the Griffith Institute, which is based in upstate New York. They collaborate with the Air Force Research Lab and OUSD R&E to pick the best applicants from every school. So now we happen to be, all applications had to be turned in by midnight on this past Friday. Now, all of those students that from HCC that applied will be given the opportunity to apply directly to the Griffith Institute, which means that now Griffith is doing the selection, but I have, as the PI for this program, I'm sorry, the principal investigator for this program, I have the ability to down select additional students. So I started the year with 5 selectees from the old version of Viceroy. I'm going to try and bring that up to 10 to 15 with the new version of Viceroy.
Wow, it's amazing. And having that much control over who we send forward, and we're making sure that we're sending the best students forward, I think is an amazing opportunity for you. So the program is designed to place graduates into these cybersecurity programs across the entire Department of Defense?
The entire Department of Defense, not the Pentagon, which is up in Arlington, Virginia. The entire worldwide cybersecurity programs across all of the different combatant commanders, all of the different installations across the globe, as well as within the 3-letter agencies and the Department of Energy and Department of State and Department of Agriculture.
Wow. So after the break, we'll get an update from Serve.
Why wait on your dream job? At Houston Community College, tuition is only $33 per credit hour. With flexible schedules, over 100 programs, and campuses across Houston, HCC makes it easy and affordable. Your future for less. Houston Community College. Move your future forward.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Welcome back to Veterans Voice. Serve, Southeast Resource Veterans Effort, has been a frequent guest on Veterans Voice. And today we're going to get an update on their current projects and preview some upcoming events. Joining us are Jay Coppock, founder and CEO of Serve, and Jeff Pickard, chairman of the board. Welcome to the show, Jay and Jeff.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate you letting us come on another time. We love talking about what we do.
Hey, we love having you guys on. So let's just jump right in so we can get all this new information and get out everything we need to get out. For those who aren't familiar with the organization, can you give us a quick overview of the mission of Serve and how it came to be?
Jeff, you want me to do that?
Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
All right. So 10 years ago, actually, last August, or August 13th was our 10-year anniversary. And it started off as just two individuals that I met that both ran nonprofits that hadn't met each other. And I'm a big proponent of networking and getting to know folks within your geographic area. So I introduced these two guys together, and it was a pretty big hit. So I thought, what if I could find other veteran organizations and try to build out from that and kind of create a collective so that we could share resources, we could share the brain power that we have from all of these nonprofits. And from day one in August of 2015, we started with myself and 5 other groups. We're up to about 80 and some change that we collaborate on a monthly basis to kind of figure out what each other does, and then how do we share those resources. And the main reason for that is I'm a big believer, I can't know everything and everybody. And so I don't have to be the smartest guy in the room. I just have to have other smart people in the room that can take what they do and then share it with us and share it with other veterans. So it's been extremely successful in the last 10 years.
Wow, that's amazing. And happy 10-year anniversary, a year late. But happy 10-year anniversary.
Only 1 month.
Oh, 1 month late. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
2015. That's true.
I love it.
I'm still in there. Yes.
You're in.
Yes, thank you. So tell us a bit more about the organization and how it works and how it's organized.
Okay, Jeff, go ahead. As chairman.
The way certain organized is we, like Jay was saying, collaborate with almost 80 other organizations. So a veteran will write in, instead of that veteran, and as a veteran myself, it's very frustrating. You go on Google and you put in your problem and who can help you, and you get the $1.5 billion results of how many people are there. Well, Serve is a porthole that you write in your what's going on with you, and we get it out there. We send it out there to the other 80 organizations, and maybe that organization doesn't know or can't help them, but knows of somebody else who might be able to help. That's what the collaboration does really well. And they get back to us. The nice thing I like about Serve and why I've jumped on board with volunteering and helping Jay is because we follow that mission and that veteran until it's 100% complete. So we're checking on the veteran as well as who we refer them to, instead of just passing them off to somebody and saying, hey, we did our job, we passed them off to them, we're good. We keep them in our little circle, and we make sure that that mission is completed 100% before we pass them off to today's society. But we also keep in touch with them. We tell them to reach back out to us for any other, financial counseling or anything that they would need. We can reach out to our collective and find the help for them.
Wow, that's amazing. And Jeff, thank you for your service. And it shows in the outreach that you just mentioned what Serve does. We know that a lot of veterans come out of their service with the ability not to process what it feels like to be outside of the military. And so to have an organization that's there to walk them through and to provide them the resources that they need and continue to provide it even after they have settled in, I think is simply amazing. So the work that you guys do, Jeff and Jay, I solely appreciate it as a veteran myself. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And so can you give us a sense of the reach of Serve? How much assistance do you guys actually provide?
So the reach is as far as the veteran needs it to be. I mean, we're centralized in Galveston County, and the reason why I initially started it was that I ran into veterans in Galveston County that just didn't have the services that they do in Harris County or Houston. And so we are a Galveston County centric organization, at least where the funding part of it comes from. So, which is unique in the fact that most of the groups in Harris County, in Houston, Fort Bend County, they don't actually have resources in Galveston County. So we're a perfect complement to that. Obviously, there's some exceptions to that particular rule. So we do two things. In Galveston County, if you happen to have somebody that lives in the county that is looking for financial help, emergencies, we're the person to start with, and we'll go through our process of vetting them and getting the correct information and seeing how we can help them. If somebody writes into us from Humble or Kingwood or Tomball, for instance, we don't turn them away. We actually connect them with a next reliable resource of the 80 or so that we have, so that they have a personal connection to somebody on the other side that can help them in their area. So Combined Arms is a great partner of ours in that they can help kind of bridge that gap for us in the counties that are not Galveston County. We do share resources or help with resources in Brazoria County, and then Northern Harris County. There's kind of like it's kind of a weird zone, but El Lago, Webster, Pasadena, LaPorte, they're in that no man's land, so to speak, and so we try to support them as best we can. So we raise money in two folds. One, we have a grant from United Way, which we're extremely grateful for, and then we raise other funds so that we can help those outlying groups that kind of get missed by mainstream organizations within Harris and Houston, Harris County, Houston. So.
Wow, amazing. That reaches far and amazing. So thank you guys again. You have a very special event coming up in December. Tell us about that, and how can someone get involved?
I'm going to let Jeff, because he's actually going to MC and he needs to practice a little bit.
Come on, Jeff.
Practice. Well, so what we're having December 7th is our annual gala. Previous galas, we've honored female veterans, World War II veterans, Vietnam veterans. This year, we're honoring Purple Heart recipients. Both myself and Danny Doffenbaugh, who are on the executive board for Jay, are both Purple Heart recipients. So we will be there giving each other a hard time because he's a Marine. I did 10 years in the Navy and 5.5 in the Army. So, but we're going to have stories that are going to be talked about from the spouses of the Purple Heart recipients. So it comes from your caregiver. We do have one female veteran we're trying to get. She lives in the east side or the west side of Texas, but she's actually a Purple Heart recipient and a female POW. So we're hoping that she can come out and tell us her story and everything. She'll tell us her story personally. I've heard it before. It's very moving. Jay's heard my story, but he's never heard it from my wife's point of view, which is completely different from hearing it from the spouse's side of what they had to deal with or what they were going through.
Wow, that's amazing. That's going to be a great event. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you guys for joining us on the show today. If you'd like more information on any of the organizations and services you've seen on the program today, visit our website at hccs.edu/veteransvoice. To listen to a podcast version of this show, visit hccs.edu/podcast. For everyone here at HCC TV, thank you for joining us on Veterans Voices.